Biden took Michigan, as you know, got most of the delegates. There's pressure, a lot of pressure, to sort of force Bernie to throw in the towel. I don't think he's going to do that, but you never know. I'm not sure. Here was Van Jones last night on CNN talking about the Democrat outreach that has to happen with Bernie Sanders supporters. This is courtesy of CNN and Grabian.
I think this is a very dangerous moment for the Democratic Party. You have now an insurgency that's about to be defeated. What do you do with the people that you defeat? There was a hope on the part of a lot of young people they had a champion. You got young people who are graduating with $250,000 in debt. You got young people with a lot of pain, and they had a champion. Mm-hmm. And they thought that they were going to be able to surround a divided establishment with their movement, crush that divided establishment, and move forward. Instead, the establishment united and stopped them. Now what do? Last time Bernie Sanders got beaten, there was an assumption that all those people were just going to fall in line and vote against Trump, and there was not enough care for the concern and the pain of his base. I think tonight there's going to be a lot of crowing, a lot of relief on the part of the establishment, but keep it temperate and turn to those people and say, we want to be your champion. Yeah. If you don't do that, you're going to have a Pyrrhic victory.
Well, they're going to do whatever they got to do to mobilize to stop Trump. They're all united in that goal. I mean, I'd like to believe that Bernie Sanders supporters who are going to feel left out again are either going to just stay home or they're even going to cross over and vote for Trump. That's probably too idealistic. It's never going to happen. They're going to do all they can. And it hit me last night. I know what's going to happen. And it may be that I've spent too much time watching this documentary on Hillary. Would you be surprised if Joe Biden picked Hillary Clinton to be his running mate? Would that surprise you? If he went down the path of either Hillary or even, as many of you are suggesting to me via text message on the MyPillow text number at 800-655-MIKE, many are suggesting it'll be a Bernie Sanders selection. In other words, it'll be a Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders ticket. I should not do this. I should learn by now not to make any prediction. Every time I make a prediction, it comes right back and bites me. But it's either going to be a Biden Hillary ticket or a Biden Sanders ticket. I don't know that we'll ever see a more intense focus on who the vice presidential running mate is than the one we're about to watch with Joe Biden, because he's so out of it. Everybody's understanding that he is so lost and so out of it that he's going to have to get somebody with huge star power, with everybody realizing this could very well become the president of the United States. So, I mean, God help us if it's either one of them, but I think it's going to be either one or the other. If Joe Biden picks a Kamala Harris or one of these sort of also ran Democrat candidates, Amy Klobuchar, nobody gets excited about that. You wait and see how excited they get about a Biden Hillary ticket or a Biden Bernie ticket. A Biden Bernie ticket may just be a matter of the numbers. But I just feel it. I could be wrong. What do you think? 1-800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. Meanwhile,
breaking now on the Mike Gallagher Show.
Harvey Weinstein, the disgraced movie producer, has just been sentenced to 23 years in prison for raping an aspiring actress and sexually abusing a TV and film production assistant. The New York Post is reporting that Justice James Burke handed down the stiff sentence inside a wrapped 15th floor Manhattan Supreme Court as the fallen Oscar winner Hollywood kingpin looked straight ahead, showed no emotion. He had faced a maximum of 29 years. He got 23. He's 67 years old. He has had dozens and dozens and dozens of accusers. At the start of the sentencing today, Weinstein, wearing a navy blue suit with his hands in cuffs, was wheeled into the courtroom. His handcuffs were removed after he entered. He did speak to the court in a rambling address. He said, first of all, to all the women who testified, you may have given the truths. I have a great deal of remorse for all of you. Referring to the Me Too movement, Weinstein said, we're going through this crisis right now in the country. The movement basically started with me. Now there are thousands of men who are being accused. Weinstein said he had a wonderful time with the women who have accused him of sexual impropriety and abuse. He said, I'm totally confused, and I think the men are confused. I'm worried. He claimed he had no great powers in the industry. He said, I wasn't about power, I was about making great movies. He said if he could do things over, he would care less about the movies and more about my children and my family. But anyhow, Harvey Weinstein got the book thrown at him. He gets 23 years in prison for rape. It's fascinating reading a lot about this, the Harvey Weinstein story. This guy was, and I, you know, the jury has spoken, the courts have spoken. In addition to the egregious sexual behavior, this guy is a world-class jerk. Just a bullying tyrant of a man. I saw him once in person at inside a Broadway theater. I was a big fan of the musical Finding Neverland that he produced on Broadway. It didn't run real long. I always loved it, though. That was a great show about the guy who wrote Peter Pan. Anyway, he was standing in the back of the theater in this disgusting, decrepit T-shirt. I kept thinking, gosh, you're like this big gazillionaire mogul, and you look like somebody came in off the street. Anyway,